Pitchers and arm issues go together like Jared Leto and being a creep. Just like there's no Batman without a Joker and vice versa, there's no pitchers without some sort of elbow or shoulder issue. And it sucks, it really does. It's just an unfortunate reality of baseball today, and Patrick Corbin isn't any different. Well, kinda. He did have an elbow problem in 2014, damage to his UCL, resulting in the good old Tommy John surgery, missing that entire season. So that part of his career is no different from anyone. Although Corbin has since come back to put up one of the most unique, interesting, and honestly inspiring careers that's ever existed. This isn't some joke. Nobody has had a career like this man, someone who's still in the league to this day, and it's so fascinating how we've gotten here. Really quick as always, if you're part of the 51% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos, as Patrick Corbin is one of the more intriguing case studies in baseball history. After throwing a little over 100 innings in 2012, his rookie season with the Diamondbacks, and not being that great, things changed in 2013. The innings almost doubled. He threw over 200 innings with a 3.41 ERA, made every start, was named an All-Star, and got the honor of an opening day start for 2014 before the Tommy John. So that sucks.
Did you guys hear about his injury he recently had?
No.
No? You didn't hear? You heard about it?
Yeah,
He's going to miss this year. Do you still think they should hand this out?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm Patrick. I'm Patrick. Nice to meet you. Patrick.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Who's your favorite Diamondback player?
Definitely Patrick Corbin. I have like posters of him like on my wall and everything. I got like all of like the fan cards and all that. Like, it would be really cool to meet him.
Do you think they should be handing out a bobblehead even though he's not playing this year?
Of course.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Why do you keep saying he? It's you.
He came back and looked pretty good for a little bit of 2015, struggled in 2016, but it's 2017 when he started to really make a name for himself. He didn't put up some amazing season or anything, but he made all of his starts again through almost 200 innings with an ERA right around 4. But context matters, and the context I'm talking about is that Corbin had a 2.90 ERA for the final 3 months of the 2017 season, carrying that right into 18 with his first All-Star season since 2013, making every start again, throwing 200 innings on the dot with a 3.15 ERA, finishing top 5 in Cy Young votes. Another thing to note is his strikeout stuff shooting up. He struck out an average of almost 3 more hitters per 9 innings that season than he did in 2017. The Washington Nationals saw this and decided to give him the bag. $140 million over a 7-year contract. Patrick Corbin's bank account may have changed a bit by getting a lot richer, but nothing on the field changed. Corbin didn't slow down at all in 2019, throwing another 200 innings, made all of his starts, struck out a lot of guys again. He was great, and even better now on a World Series winning Washington Nationals team. That rotation had some dogs. Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and Patrick Corbin as one of, if not the best 1-2-3 punches in the game that season. He was a starter and reliever in the playoffs that year. He wasn't great overall, but he came through clutch in Game 7, throwing 3 shutout innings out of the bullpen, getting the win for that game. Everything is great. The contract already looks like a win. The Nationals soon turned around and gave Steven Strasburg a 7-year contract too. Scherzer's still there, so the 3-headed rotation monster with them two and Corbin remain. I mean, this is great. Everything's great. The future looks bright.
Kid! Hey, kid!
What the hell happened here?
The Steven Strasburg contract ended up being, I guess, tied with Anthony Rendon's 7-year contract he also got, but of course with the Angels that offseason, as the worst contracts in baseball history. Strasburg will, of course, always be a million times more respectable than Rendon. But yeah, Strasburg's deal ended just in a very, very crappy way. He virtually did nothing after his elite 2019 year. Bro had a great regular season, went 5-0 in the playoffs, won World Series MVP before his nerves said, I'm out. Strasburg ended up dealing with nerve damage so bad, he was forced not to just barely pitch for a couple years, but forced to eventually retire. He was so injured, he couldn't even attempt to be any kind of effective on the mound. It sucked, but I mean, hey, he at least went out a lot better than Matt Harvey did, a guy who had just about as much hype as Strasburg did when he came up. They both were young, highly touted pitchers around the same time. Strasburg went out a champ who still was amazing despite injuries throughout his career, while Harvey
Was on crack!
Then comes Patrick Corbin, the complete antithesis to the way Strasburg's contract went. You may have noticed a pattern while I was running through Corbin's most successful years. Maybe you didn't, maybe you completely missed, but I made sure to say every time that Corbin made every single one of his starts. There's death, there's taxes, then there's Patrick Corbin taking the ball every 5th day. It's been one of the more certain things to count on over the last 10 years, even more certain than Justin Bieber being a douchebag. The reason Patrick Corbin's reliability is so key is because of how much more impressive it is, honestly, all these years later. Not because he's been good, no. He's been the worst pitcher in baseball history. But that's exactly why it's been so impressive. And I'm not joking. Patrick Corbin has made history by being the only pitcher ever to have 4 straight seasons of making at least 30 starts with an ERA of 5 or more. That's since 2021. And since 2020, Corbin has the worst ERA in all of baseball at 5.62. He's been getting crushed for 5 years now, and it's fascinating because usually if you're that bad, you get set down in the minor leagues or you get DFA'd or released. But not Patrick Corbin. The Nationals have just been riding him out this whole time. There's no injury issue, nothing. There hasn't been anything like that over these last 4 or 5 years. His durability hasn't gone anywhere. He's made every single one of his starts for the last 5 years during this stretch. It's incredible. In a bad way, obviously. He's been awful. And you know what? This is one of the more inspirational things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm not saying that in a satirical way. I 100% mean that. You look at the best players in the game, whether it's Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge, and you of course marvel at how awesome they are. It's impressive, and it's cool to see just how great they can be. And it's very easy to look at the complete opposite in talent with Patrick Corbin and just laugh and say he sucks, haha, he's existed solely to get his shit rocked every 5 days for the last 5 years. But I look at this as maybe even more inspirational than Ohtani or Judge or any elite player. Part of being successful, actually, no, not part, like 95% of being successful is getting back up when you fail. I'm sure you've watched at least one Rocky movie, and if you haven't, there's no hope for you, but you get the point of those movies. Getting up when life knocks you down. Patrick Corbin has been failing at a historic level every season for the last 5 seasons. He's been awful. He's been at the very bottom. He's failed. Yet, despite that, he's gotten back out there every season with the intent to be better. Now, I can already hear a lot of you. I get it. He's been making an average of $20 million every year during this stretch of being awful. Maybe you're thinking he doesn't give a crap and is okay with getting rocked because he's making his money anyway. But screw that. Forget about the money for a second. Yeah, money's great, but it's also something that means nothing when it's all said and done. I'm about to get real deep on you here for a second, but none of us make it out of this thing alive. And when we're gone, the money you made, it doesn't matter. You know what does? Your soul and what you accomplished and what you were able to provide for the world. Pride matters. You really think Patrick Corbin is totally okay with just getting hammered constantly for years on end? So bad to the point he's made history? Yeah, maybe you would do that, but Patrick Corbin is a competitor who's seen success. He knows what that looks and feels like, and to have what looks like a never-ending run of complete failure, yes, I know he's making millions to pitch, but it cannot be easy to go out there every time it's your start for 5 straight years and blow harder than Kim Kardashian, who needs to stay away from our king, by the way. You dirty... I'm gonna stop there. There are children watching, but that can't be easy to do. And I feel like credit has to be given to Corbin for continuing to roll out there, continuing to fail and not giving up, not even after his contract is over. Patrick Corbin will no longer be making an average of $20 million a year. He's been the worst pitcher in baseball history for 5 years. He's in his mid-30s. I mean, it seems like a reasonable time to hang him up and call it a career. And maybe Patrick Corbin would do that, but not Patrick Corbin. He's not done yet. The Texas Rangers just gave him a 1-year, $1 million deal. He's not calling it a career. Not yet. Despite repeatedly getting knocked down, he gets up just as much. That really is the true heart of a champion. Will he be good? The odds obviously say no. He hasn't been remotely good for over 5 years now, but that won't stop me from rooting for the damn dude. He may have basically shown zero talent for a long time now, but one thing you cannot take away is his heart. Unless you're that villain from Indiana Jones. But you know what? No, even he wouldn't be able to. Nobody in baseball has failed more than Patrick Corbin for the last 5 years. You know how easy it would have been for Corbin to be miserable the last several years? To either just be in a bad mood or shut it down and just go the Anthony Rendon route? But instead, from what it sounds like, he couldn't have been a better teammate. Nats reliever Kyle Finnegan, who's been there the entire time Corbin's been this bad, called Corbin the most generous person he's ever met in his life. He said he was always the first to put a dinner together or team events. He was always positive and trying to help everyone out as much as he could. Corbin was also very active in the DC community over the years. Hell, there's even a ping pong set, an artificial putting green, and a putter ball set in the Nationals clubhouse, all paid for by Corbin himself. So in a teammate sense, he's the antithesis of Anthony Rendon, and in a talent sense, he's the antithesis of Steven Strasburg. Through all these insane struggles, he's continued to be a great person and teammate to those around him while taking the ball every 5th day, every year for 5 years, despite getting knocked down in each of them. Yet, every year, he's gotten up and gone back after it. just to be knocked down again and again and again and again and again. But that's the point. That's what makes him so great. And whether he finally has a good year in 2025 now in Texas or it remains the same, Patrick Corbin deserves the praise for always continuing to choose getting up over giving up. And I genuinely find that inspiring. Go join my Discord server in the pinned comment below if you want to connect with other baseball fans. I really love building community, so if you're interested, feel free to go do that, and thank you for watching.